how do you then go about uncovering what a person's worldview is?
Yeah, good question. So what we realize rather quickly, Travis, is that we're actually in this cultural straitjacket. So we have grown up in a certain worldview, and if it was a justice/guilt worldview, then you assume that everybody feels guilty for their sin. So we say you start off with being empathetic, to listen, and if you listen with these four worldviews in mind, you'll identify rather quickly, or sometimes it takes time through conversation. You'll identify which of these worldviews they're engaged in, but that'll help you get outside of your straitjacket. We stay in our straitjacket when we simply interact with people that look like us, talk like us, smell like us, etc. Right?
Yeah.
In a pluralist world, we don't have that luxury, so to speak, anymore. We have to recognize that we've had this straitjacket on, and if I actually listen to people that are from different cultural/religious backgrounds, they're going to speak of different worldviews. And if I listen with my ears tuned and have these four in mind, I'll be able to identify them rather quickly. We actually developed a card game to help people identify these worldviews by like gamification. So in the game, you are given like four cards, a person, place, problem, and presentation. And what you do is you tell a story about you meeting that person in that place. In the course of conversation, they describe their problem. At the bottom of that problem card, there's one of those four worldviews. When you make a presentation of Christ, you have to match that presentation card worldview to the problem worldview. And it just helps people to become more sensitized, to listen well, and to find out which worldview they're discussing. And the more people do it in a game, the more they're able to do it in real life. One person said it's kind of like batting practice. Before you go in front of the pitcher going to throw you a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, you hit some practice first. And once you have practice, then you can go and stand in front of that pitcher. And we say that's the same with identifying these worldviews. Play this card game with friends, and usually like people are laughing and enjoying it. If they're not laughing, they're doing something wrong, and then they identify the worldviews in the process so that they're more sensitized with people that they encounter in real life.
So it's a card game. How do you win?
Well, here's what happens. Yeah, that's a good point.
If I'm going to play the game, I want to win.
Well, of course you do. Of course you do. So here's what happens, right? You have four cards in your hand.
Okay.
At the end, after everybody tells their story, maybe there's 5 people in a group. At the end of the story, you give 3 of your cards to the person who told the best story and 1 card to the person who told the second best story. And whoever receives the most cards wins the game.
Or do they get honor and the loser gets shamed?
Whoa. Yeah, we have recovery groups for that. Yeah.